Hello everyone, welcome back to my new tutorial. I am Sandeep as a Blender guy, and in this tutorial I'm going to do a bit of modeling, like I'm going to create a crayon and duplicate them and compose a scene, and we'll use Blender nodes to create these random colors and create a composition like this. So let's get started. I'm using 2.93 as of now. I'm selecting everything by pressing key A and deleting. First I want to model a crayon. If we see this crayon, it looks like a cylinder with a cone on it. So let's do the modeling now. I'm not going to showcase any interface. You have tons of videos online. You can see the interface tutorials. In this tutorial, I'm going to create a crayon using a basic cylinder. Shift A in the mesh. I'm going to a cylinder. I'm pressing S to scale it down and up, and I'm pressing tab is for edit mode. If you press tab, you can edit any poly primitive inside the Blender. By pressing tab, I'm going to face mode, selecting the face here and extruding it by pressing E. And again I'm selecting the top face, pressing E, and this time I'm scaling inside. Again selecting the same face, I'm extruding it to the top. Scaling down. So this is our basic crayon. I'm pressing tab to come out of edit mode. I'm right clicking on the model and selecting as smooth shade. Now I'm adding a bevel modifier and increasing the segments. Also tweaking the amount of radius, checking the reference for the curveness. Yeah, I think this works. And coming to the depth, I feel the depth is more here. So I'm just switching off the bevel and going to flat shade and pressing tab again, which is an edit mode, and selecting the edge now. So this is for selecting the edge. So to select this edge, I'm pressing Alt and clicking on the edge, and now I'm scaling this. Now I'm pressing tab to come out of the edit mode and switching on my bevel back. Even this should be more, I feel. So this is our basic crayon. Also you can add a subdivision. So this is a simple way to create a crayon model. And now let's do this composition. Nothing but just placing one beside one. So I'm just right clicking on it and set origin to the geometry so that it will come center to it. So Alt D for duplicate. So these are our first set of crayons, and again I am selecting all, pressing Alt D, which is duplicate with instance. So these are our set of crayons. To select all the crayons, pressing A, and I'm moving them all to a collection called crayons. So this is for modeling. Now let's create a camera by Shift A, camera. To view from this camera, press 0 in your numpad, and to adjust this camera, you need to go to View, Camera to View. So this view is okay for me. So I'm removing this camera to view so that The camera is fixed now and renaming it to render camera. I'll quickly save the scene file. So now we have crayons and a camera. To view from the camera, I'm again pressing 0. It will view from the camera, and I don't want the other area to be visible. So for that, I'm selecting the camera, going to camera properties, in the viewport display, pass per out. You need to increase this. Now let's do shading and lighting. First, we'll be doing the lighting. For that, I'm switching back to cycles. Since we don't have any lights in HDRI, let's bring a HDRI into this file. For that HDRI, I always suggest to go to Polyheaven. Polyheaven is a website where you will have HDRIs, textures and models as well. I always download HDRIs from this Polyheaven website. Previously it was HDRI Heaven, now it is Polyheaven. I want a indoor HDRI. I'm selecting 4K and downloading this. Also we'll download this HDRI as well. We'll check both of them and let's see how does it works. Even I'm selecting this 4K and downloading them. So to connect this HDRI, I'm switching back to shader editor. In that I'm switching from object to world and I'm selecting this background and pressing Ctrl T. So I'll get these three. If you are not getting this environment texture with mapping coordinates, all you have to do is go to edit, preferences, make sure node wrangler is on, just switch on this, save your preferences and you are good to go. Now I am opening my HDRI and also assign a basic shader for every material. I'm giving a name as crayon and giving 18% gray to check the lighting. I can see more of yellowish tint. Let me check one another HDRI. This HDRI looks good as of now. And I want some contrast in this. For that I'm going to scene. In the color management, I'm changing the look to medium high contrast so that you can feel some contrast here. Now I'm switching back to object mode and decreasing the roughness. .350 looks okay. Now I have a beautiful tip for you. Instead of assigning individual shaders and giving colors for each and every object, in Blender we have an amazing node called Object Info. We have a random option here. So let's see how does this work. I'm creating a color ramp and giving colors, whatever colors I feel like giving. To add one another color, all you have to do is press on this plus, go to constant so that you will understand here. So if I connect the color to base color, you can see only one color here. Now if I connect this random to the input of this color ramp, now you can see the random colors here. You can also adjust the colors by taking one another color ramp. You can control by adjusting the color ramp. And this looks okay as of now. And coming to the shading part, we have this kind of small dots on it. So let's create that. For that I'm taking a noise texture and I'm connecting from object to vector. You all can see here. I'm increasing the scale and also the roughness and detail as well, and taking a color ramp. So if you feel like the pattern is getting repeated here, you can connect this random to the location as well. So it will automatically randomize the dot pattern also. This is a fantastic option available in the Blender to randomize colors or any texture pattern. Now this goes to bump. I'm creating a bump node, adding this to height. So we are getting this, but we want this to be reverse. So let's invert the bump, also making it a bit softer. And decreasing the bump strength. And also there is one another pattern we can see here, the lines on this. Let's create that pattern also. For that I'm taking a wave texture. Let's add this for bump. For that I'm taking a math node, connecting both, and the math output goes to the height, and add a color ramp. Now coming to depth of field, I'm selecting the render camera and going to camera properties. I'm switching on the depth of field and selecting where I want my focus to be. Let's give 1.4 value and check. Now you can feel there is a lot more blur here. So if I remove the focus objects, now you can see the blur. I'll select a crayon from second row. Let's quickly render and check the output. For rendering, I'm pressing F12. I'm cancelling the render and removing the depth of field as well. I just want to add light from sides so that it looks very dynamic. So if you want to switch off the HDRI in the viewport, you need to go to scene in the film, you make it transparent. I'm creating a light, area light. Going to light properties and increasing the strength. Also increasing the roughness. Decreasing the intensity. And also I want to add a displacement node to create that roughness. To create the roughness on the crayons, I'm going to create a noise or displacement. Before that, we need to select our shader. In the shader option, in the settings, we need to switch on bump and displacement. Then only displacement will work, or else only the bump will work. Now I'm taking a Musgrave texture and viewing on the model. Instead of generated, I'm going from the object. So I'm increasing the detail. Again, it's a pro tip. I'm shift and right clicking on this on the curve, and I'm going to connect this random to location as well, so that it will be random here also. And taking a displacement node, shift A, displacement, and connecting this height to height and displacement to displacement. And if we switch back to render mode, we can see everything will be scaled up. For that, I am removing mid-level, also scale to very less value. Now let me tweak a bit of saturations, and now we are good to go for render. So let me tweak the saturations. So let me explain again quickly. I have taken a principled BSDF and taken a color ramp and given random colors, and I have taken a object info node. From that randomness, I have connected to the color ramp. So this is the important node which is creating random colors here, and to control that random colors, I have created one another color ramp in the between to control the colors, color variations. For the bump, I have taken a noise texture to create this details. I have taken a noise, connected to color ramp and connected it to bump, and also there is a pattern on the crayons. So to create that pattern, I have used a wave texture and blended both them with the math node and connected it to a bump. And for the displacement part, I've taken a Musgrave and connected it to displacement height, and from that height to material output. So if I view this principled BSDF, this is my final output. Now select the camera, switch on the depth of field, and I'm rendering it now by pressing F12. So this is the final render. I hope you all like this tutorial. If you like this tutorial, please do like and subscribe the channel. Also do check out my Gumroad. I'll be giving one procedural shader free for a month. For this month, I have gave this basic shaders for free. You can download and use it for your projects. So follow me on Gumroad as well. So see you all in my next tutorial. Bye.